Kourtney Kardashian latest news, why she's upset with Kim Kardashian, and how Travis Barker really wants to have another baby. We got to talk about this, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy best friend, you have found me. You guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new, whole vibe on my channel is like we're on a FaceTime call and we're just hanging out here from my very sparkly closet and we're just kind of chilling, girls. So if you're feeling a little bit low, if you're feeling a little bit sad or whatever, I just wanted to give you guys a welcome. Oh, Kourtney, stop! Girl, I'm so sorry. Kourtney just wants to always come out, and I just will always. I just need everyone to respect my boundaries, my vegan boundaries. Oh, sorry, guys. Kourtney will be coming in and out. I can't help it. But listen, best friend, so we got to talk about Kim Kardashian allegedly trying to help Scott DISICK reinvent himself. Now, it is no secret that Scott DISICK and the Kardashians have a very strong bond, but it's come to the point where supposedly Kourtney Kardashian is really upset at Kim for, and her family for always involving Scott and, not being so close to Travis. So let's talk about this. The article reads that Kim Kardashian and Scott DISICK are closer than ever, with a source revealing that Kim and Scott have had some ups and downs over the years, but at the end of the day, she still sees him as family, and she's protective of him. The source explains that she believes in second chances and can see that he's really trying to do better for himself, and that's something she wants to support and encourage. They talk a lot, says the source. Kim's always checking in on him, and he's very supportive of her too. However, Kim's big sister, Kourtney, who dated DISICK for years and shares 3 children with him, is reportedly rolling her eyes at him. Rolling her eyes at it all, of course. She can see right through him and says he's just a master manipulator who knows how to say all the right things and kiss up to people to keep them sweet. But Kim's not letting that sway her. He's been a great dad, and that scores a lot of points with her, and she doesn't see why the whole family has to ice him out just because Kourtney's done with him. Well, let's talk about this. Now, Scott, he suffered the greatest loss of all. He first lost his mother, then just a couple months later, he lost his father. Doesn't have any siblings, doesn't really have any family. The Kardashians are all the family that he has. So the fact that all the way back then, even though Scott has done some not great things, he has had substance issues, he's had a lot of drama with Kourtney, Kris, Kim, Khloe, especially Khloe, Kendall and Kylie have kind of picked him up and adopted him, if you will. And Kourtney, when they were together, was always very grateful of this, that they would always include him, because obviously Kourtney loves Scott, okay? Kourtney was always Team Scott. And this is why I always defend Kourtney when it comes to Scott, because if you watch the old episodes, Kourtney put her hand on the fire for Scott so many times. She was always so incredibly, always supportive and so kind and so forgiving. Only when they first had their baby, Kourtney was not really taking this shit anymore, because it's not just about her and him, it's now about the baby. So now, what do I think about Kim wanting to help Scott reinvent himself? I think that there is a fine line. I remember watching a couple seasons ago of the Kardashians where Scott was invited to, I believe it was like Christmas or something, and Kourtney was like, I just want to be able to be with Travis, and I don't want any awkward energy, and every time that Travis and I are there, it's very awkward with Scott. And so I do think that there should be a kind of boundary. I don't think that they should ice Scott out, because yes, he is still the father of Kourtney's, babies, and he still deserves that love, and I'm sure they all love him, but I do think that there's gonna have to be some kind of boundary there, because I don't think it's completely fair for Kourtney to every single family reunion have to see her ex. Like, I feel for Scott. I feel for him and I feel for what he's been through. But I also feel like, maybe sometimes Kourtney just wants to be with her man and her family. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I don't think Scott should be there all the time. Now, Kim wanting to, help reinvent him, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Kourtney understands that they all have their bond with Scott, but I don't think that they need to shove him always down her throat. So that's the number one thing that I really believe. So having said that, I do think that they shouldn't abandon him, but I do think that they should allow Kourtney to have her space. What do you guys think about this? Well, best friend, now let's shift things over to Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian, because you guys know that I reported that Kourtney really, really, really wants a new baby. She wants a baby. She already has 21-month-old Rocky, but she wants another child with Travis Barker, okay? Now, she's gotten completely called out because they're saying that at her age, she shouldn't. Also because, there was a lot of complications when she had Rocky. They had to perform a bunch of procedures, and it was just very scary. She was on bed rest for a couple months. Now, Kourtney is 46 and Travis is 49. So, a lot of people are criticizing their age as well. But in Hollywood and in real life, girl, I've seen women get pregnant at 50. That's the one thing I'm like, girl, listen. If you know that you're going to have the energy to run around that child and give them a good life, to have the child, girl. It is, you have one life to live. Who cares what people online are going to say, right? Well, anyways, we were talking because these rumors were suggesting that Travis Barker was not on board and that he was just kind of like trying to convince Kourtney that this baby was not a great idea. But apparently, according to news sources, Travis Barker is all in, and they're even talking about possibly having a surrogate so that Kourtney doesn't go through it. They're saying that Travis is completely supportive, but he is, his main concern is her health, so that they're trying to find ways that they can both agree on having a surrogate. Now she has Mason, Penelope, and Rain, and of course now they have Rocky. He of course has his children, so they have a good amount of children, honey. They're like this modern age Brady Bunch. But here's the thing, girl, I'm glad Travis is supportive, but if it's going to put your life at risk and you are risking your children to grow up without you, I do think that is fucked up, in my opinion. I love the fact that you want another child. I love the fact that you feel like you have so much more love to give, but don't put yourself in dangerous ways because you already have a bunch of children who are counting on you and who are looking up to you and who need you there. So in my opinion, if it was so complicated with Rocky, I think that's God and life telling you, girl, to slow it down and not have it the old-fashioned way. Use a surrogate or adopt, but don't put your body at risk. That is what I have to say about that. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. How would you feel about your family always involving your ex? And what do you guys think about her and Travis wanting a child? I just don't care what you say. I just will do whatever I want. And if I have to jump on Travis's pee-pee, I will and just have a baby. I just don't need anybody to have any type of questions about my marriage, especially if you're not vegan. I only take organic and vegan suggestions. Kourtney, stop it, girl, okay? Anyways, girl, listen, I love you guys so much for watching. I'm so grateful and thankful for you all. And I'll see you all in the next one. Mwah.